welcome back to the competition with teeth and claws and fangs and whatever else these guys have up their sleeves with the first ever Monster Brawl. Today we're checking out Division 2 of the opening level in our bracket, and I'm joined by my co-host, Chuck Whomper.
Yo, Boss Josh, I'm so ready to see some monsters flying to and fro, knocking into each other until there's nothing left.
Well, I think that is exactly what we're looking at, as 8 monsters will face off in the arena where you guys voted for the winners.
To the death!
Alright, for the first matchup in the division, our first challenger is the Brontofly in its final form.
Before the telepod fusion though, right?
Yes, post-skin molting, pre-teleport booth fusion. The big guy's big and mean, but does not have a huge range of motion. What he does have, however, are some big ol' claws for grabbing and one hell of an offensive weapon in Acid Vomit, which he uses to break down organic substances for ingestion.
The thought of that gives me some vomit myself, but is more Jaeger than acid.
The Brontofly also happens to have one big asset with his advanced intelligence, as it seems to retain the braininess of its human form without the whole conscious thing to hold it back.
Well, his opponent ain't holding back either, as he's facing down one of the adult grabbers from the movie Grabbers. And this guy has a bit of a size advantage. He's about double that of Brundle.
I hear that size does not actually matter.
Good luck with that. The Grabber's got some fine, fast-moving tentacles, all the better for grabbing and pulling you into its big mouth full of teeth, or just straight up throwing you. But its main weakness, like me, is alcohol, like drinking alcohol, which will straight up kill it.
Well, you know what else will kill it, since it'll kill just about anything, is acid, as in acid vomit. And that's what happens here, as the teetotaling octopus gets a face full of it.
Is that a face?
Close enough. The big bundle of Brundle takes the fight with 69% of the vote versus 31%. This next round seems a bit uneven.
There's no such thing as uneven in the monster world!
Well, we'll see, since our first opponent here is the Blair Thing. It's big, has a big set of monster teeth, and can smash through the ground with relative ease. So, it's no slouch in the strength department. Plus, as a life form that can absorb its foes and perfectly replicate them, it can also split off into alternate forms, like a handy dog.
Don't move around much though, do it!
I think it can move perfectly fine. Look at how well it barrels through these wooden planks.
Not fast enough to dodge a single stick of dynamite though!
You do have me there.
Well, his opponent sure can move fast and has a size and stealth advantages. He's facing Elmer, the Elmer. This guy's old, like really old, and survives by eating brains. Oh, and his teeth are apparently sharp enough to chop through a human skull with one bite. Plus, he can inject you with this powerful hallucinogenic drug that gives you visions. Don't count him out because of his size.
Well, I didn't, but everyone else did, since the Blair Thing easily wraps some of those big old tentacles around Elmer and completely digests him and wins the round with 81% of the vote against 19. Round 3 seems a bit more of an even match and a pretty interesting one to boot, as on this side we're looking at a pack of 5 of the aliens from Attack the Block. These things, best described as a cross between gorillas and wolves.
Did you just say woof?
Yes, like a werewolf.
Well, you better say that as wolf, or else that's all you're gonna hear about in the comments.
Well, these guys are fast and their mouths are full of glowing teeth. Plus, they hunt in a pack, so they've got a bit of an advantage with numbers. Their most notable feature is their fur, which is completely black.
That is really black. How much more black could that be?
None more black.
These guys are taking on a big one with Motor from The Ritual, and the best way to describe him is as a hell deer with a ring wraith strapped over his head.
That's actually pretty accurate.
Well, he seems to have some limited magical abilities, like the ability to grant a form of immortality, as well as creating visions within its prey.
Would that work against mindless animals?
I guess we'll find out. Motor has a group of worshippers to help him out, but They're not in this arena, but he should have an easy enough time taking out this pack of aliens. I mean, they were killed by a bunch of kids!
Those weren't kids, they were South London hoodies, and they'd take out Monster Moose too, as do the Gorilla Wolves with 61% of the vote versus 39%. The final matchup of this division has a couple of creatures out of their natural element. One is usually underwater and the other underground.
This is the one I'm really looking forward to.
In this corner, we've got the full-size version of a Graboid from the movie Tremors. Now, this guy is one of the classic ones from the first film, fully grown. These guys are known for burrowing up underneath you and bursting through the dirt to get to you. And not only that, but they have these handy tongue things, like 3 of them, to reach out and grab you.
Oh! Graboids! I get that now.
And pull you into their beak-like mouths. Now, they're blind, but extremely sensitive to sound and can hear the most gentle of steps in order to find its prey.
Well, he is fighting the creature from the movie The Host, and his name is... Now, why would you give me this to try to pronounce?
I think it's Mule.
Whatever, I'm calling him the Host. He's a big fishy guy, but with legs and these big powerful jaws. He's fairly intelligent, maybe not like me intelligent, but somewhere up there. One thing though is that he's a bit of a klutz, a little awkward on his little legs.
Well, let me tell you, klutzy is not exactly the trait that you want to have when dealing with a Graboid. Klutzy means loud and gives away your location, which, combined with the reach of those tongue grabbers, is how he's able to get the edge here. And the Graboid has a sushi entree with 65% of the vote versus 35%. Well, that's it for Division 2. Here's how the bracket is looking so far. Tune in soon for Divisions 3 and 4 as we weed out the first level of this tournament.
And subscribe! Don't make me come over there! Do it now! Flex your finger muscle and bench press that button. And like the videos. And then do it 10 times for a proper rep. And don't forget to show some good form! Yeah.